Welcome back to RedditRx. On today's video, with all of the negative headlines dominating the news these days, it can be difficult to spot signs of progress. What makes you optimistic about the future? Solar energy and desalination and gene therapy. All 7 of my honeybee colonies are currently surviving the winter, and today they are bringing in the first pollen of the year. Edit. Also, please support native bees. For why and how at home, check out Bringing Nature Home by Douglas Tallamy, as well as Butterflies Like the Monarch and Bats. The good news is often quiet and subtle. The bad news is always loud. I try to remember that. My students. They handle a complex, globally interconnected society in ways my generation, undergraduate at university in the 1970s, couldn't hold a candle to. Any color, any sexual orientation, any disability, any nationality. It's all good, so long as they're not an asshole. We may be approximating Dr. Martin Luther King's hope for a world where people are judged by the content of their character rather than the color of their skin. Bee population is on the rise. If we could work together to save the bees, we can deal with climate change. I mean, I haven't heard much about ISIS recently. That's gotta be a good sign. Advancements in medicine and gene therapy. The CRISPR technology has me very excited. Also, the James Webb Space Telescope is going to bring about many new discoveries. Advancements in health studies and science for health has improved living conditions tenfold and continue to do so. So that makes me pretty optimistic. Space. So much is unknown right now. Excited to see what can come in the future. Understanding of history. We are at a certain point in time, during which we are well aware of what happened in the past. This is a newly available, highly useful feature of our generation. Hopefully it lasts. Censorship. Mental illness awareness is growing rapidly, and people are more and more willing to assist those in need. The fact that humanity is getting another mini space race going on. I'd love to see a man set foot on Mars in my lifetime. That, and of course just getting to spend time with all my friends to play Dungeons and Dragons every week. Edit. I am fine with my top comment being about D&D in space. Let's do D&D in space. What? I'm reminded of Sam's speech to Frodo in Osgiliath in the Two Towers. It's like in the great stories, Mr. Frodo. The ones that really mattered. Full of darkness and danger they were, and sometimes you didn't want to know the end. Because how could the end be happy? How could the world go back to the way it was when so much bad had happened? But in the end, it's only a passing thing, this shadow. Even darkness must pass. A new day will come. And when the sun shines it will shine out the clearer. Those were the stories that stayed with you, that meant something, even if you were too small to understand why. Folk in those stories had lots of chances of turning back. Only they didn't. Because they were holding on to something. That there's some good in this world, Mr. Frodo. And it's worth fighting for. Shared collaborative projects like Wikipedia proving that people are inherently good. People are beginning to realize that things don't change on their own. More people are taking action to help out and change the world as a whole. There's still people like you that donates like half of their money every year, or whatever. Right facing fist bump. Reruns of Bob Ross and Mr. Rogers. That every day millions of people go to work in order to provide for their families, come home, talk about inane things, etc. The world over consists mostly of people with similar wants and similar needs no matter from where they hail or what they look like, and the vast majority of the time it just works. One tiny lapse in coordination. And it could all come crumbling down, but mostly the world marches on. It's a brilliant blue ball of common humanity, and it pays to remember sometimes that for all that's horrible in the world, we're surrounded by a lot of good. Hi Bill. I think we're making great progress with renewable energy and I'm hopeful that my children's generation will have a chance to fix the mess we made. As someone with mental health issues, I love that the field is getting more attention and there's becoming less of a stigma of having a mental illness. The plummeting price of solar and wind energy. Edit. Thanks for the gold. I will be investing it in solar. I quit smoking today. This is the most peaceful time in human history. And it is getting better. The better angels of our nature. And the fact a billionaire has a platform to communicate 1v1 with everyday people. Thank you, Reddit. Our uplifting news exists, and it still gets content. We should be circulating good news rather than constantly refreshing bad news. My dog, mainly. Internet forums like Reddit, where a one-line question can pump out 1,000 nice answers ranging from global improvements to cat pictures in 30 minutes. Also, my children and how they already have it better than I did when I was young. Even though I didn't have that much problems back then either. Keep on rocking as a great man, Bill. The growing acceptance of people who are different. It might be a long, slow battle, but we are moving in the right direction. A lot of people are saying SpaceX and Elon Musk without really expanding, so I will. Asterisk. Commercial spaceflight. It's literally here right now, but it's going to get even cheaper in the future. The next step will be space tourism, but that won't be accessible to the average person for a few decades at least. Asterisk. Space construction. We've already done this with space stations, but cheaper commercial spaceflight will encourage larger buildings in space. Instead of launching completed modules like we have in the past, we're going to be launching subdivisions of modules that will dwarf even the ISS. I'm incredibly optimistic about whatever happens to be the next ISS. Asterisk. Asteroid mining. This one we probably won't see in our lifetimes, unless the futurists are right, and the first person to live to 200 is alive today. However, the potential of asteroid mining is astronomical. There are individual asteroids with more platinum and tungsten on them than the entire Earth has available. Once we have these materials in excess, who knows what new developments we'll see. Aluminum used to be exceedingly difficult to refine and rare. Once a reliable refining process was developed, we found a myriad of uses for aluminum that changed the world. I predict we'll see similar benefits from improved access to rare metals found abundantly in asteroids. Asterisk. Space tourism. Now that we've got commercial spaceflight, and space construction is on the horizon, space tourism will become a booming industry. I'd be excited to spend a week on a luxury space station in the future. Asterisk. Mars. We're definitely going at some point, whether it is publicly or privately funded. I doubt there are any monsters there, or that we'll have any visitors forced to grow potatoes with their excrement. However, Mars is the next logical destination for humanity's domination of the solar system. I hope I'll live to see the first colonization effort. The constant technological advancement we're seeing right now, especially in fields like medicine. Your work. Giving away so much money is truly commendable, and I thank you for it. The fact we still are allowed to have negative headlines. My Girl Scout troop. They bring me hope that the future generation gives a shit. Whenever there's a grim news story, I always remember Mr. Rogers' mother's advice. I look for the helpers. It's a great reminder that people are inherently good and human ingenuity will get us where we need to go, eventually. I'm 3 months pregnant after the second round of IVF. The fact that my wife and I are going to have a baby together makes me ridiculously optimistic about our future. Marijuana legalization for the USA, which will reduce crime and non-violent offenders in prison, as well as a host of other widespread positive effects. The fact that Bill fucking Gates is taking the time to make an Reddit thread. RuneScape Mobile. That video of a crow and a kitten who are friends. Medical science breakthroughs in Alzheimer's and dementia. Refocusing on space exploration. The future applications of automation and 3D printing. Our increasing ability to share more complex ideas over greater distances in shorter spans of time. ETA, renewable energy. realizing that Bill Gates is the OP, meaning we can have personal conversations with people who used to be outside our reach. The world is getting smaller. Ultrasound with the wife Thursday. I am hopeful that Microsoft will one day bring Clippy back into Microsoft Word. I was born with a very rare muscle illness and am rooting very hard for a cure on a genetic level. That is why I participate in any study that is thrown my way by doctors. Reading headlines on research going into human trials is very exciting and gives me great hope for the future. Israel is now a net exporter of fresh water due to desalination technology. More people are actually choosing to believe proven sciences. SpaceX. Working with people directly, I noticed a lot of them are good, generous, honest and benevolent people. These people give me the drive I need to handle things, because I know we can shape a better future for the people, animals, and the planet. Also puppy gifs. Knowledge of the past. Humanity has made more progress towards giving people longer and better quality of life globally in the last 150 years than has occurred in the rest of human history. Commercialized space travel. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this Reddit story, please like, comment and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.